going on?
Hello. Oh, Mr. Roboto.
That's why he rebooted.
I had to. This stuff, what's the answer? Get a Mac. Really? What is
Nope.
the answer?
I refuse to use Mac, but that's just me. I don't know. We got to figure something out for you, though, Izzo. So you can enjoy your cigars. Nope, it's still there.
You need to wiggle
It's
your
fine.
banana or something.
I got 6 pair IPs going right to that on that line. Let's see if it does. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to How to Get Aggravated When You're Supposed to Be Relaxing on a TV.
Yep. All right, Izzo, what'd you do this week?
Worked around the house. Work project. I am Mr. IKEA, okay? Because everything that's coming in now has to get put together. I was under the assumption this is just going to be a drop ship. Open the box with the sharp knife, boom, 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 take out the foam, move it over, get the hand truck. Instead, it's 300 pounds compressed down to you got to build it like IKEA. Which, hey, listen, man,
Is it check to see what mic you're on? I don't think you're on your boom mic.
This one here.
Touch that again. Maybe
Yep.
you are.
Yep. It's like your attenuator's on. Your audio's really low for some reason. But
hang on.
yeah, the buzz is really bad on that.
When I lower the mic volume, does the buzzing go softer?
Actually, it's perfect right there.
Are you serious?
Not
Leave it right there.
Oh my god!
Well,
Don't
perfect
say
for Don.
perfect.
Be careful to word perfect.
You are low though.
Well, I can talk a little bit louder if that helps.
It's more natural.
Yeah. Sounds more like you.
So I've been I didn't even make it out to a POTA yesterday or today. Play the shame bell. I couldn't even get out. Just stuff is going on last night. Stuff is going on tonight. I was dealing with it's budget season. Those of you involved in your local county government, this time of the year is budget season. So I literally got out of town hall on 2 wheels and said, we got to get home and fire for stuff. Hey, listen,
Right.
I got to thank if he's here, and I hope my audio is loud enough for this gentleman to hear me and everybody. Thanks to Mike Mastro, AD2CD. He sent me some cigars. He didn't have to. This guy took the time out and thought of me. I just want to say huge thank you. This Monte Cristo I've never had it. I've seen it. I've walked by it. Never even thought about trying it. Oh my God. This thing is absolutely a beautiful cigar. So thank you, Mike.
All right.
And guys are saying they can. Hold on, I'm gonna try some.
Yep. While he's doing that, Joe, what's your week been?
I'm sorry. Everybody turn your volume back down on your TVs. Before I talk in my normal voice.
It's the voice of Mississippi.
I went camping this weekend and took a no HF radio with me. Talk about shame.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. But
Because I know you went to a state park, didn't you?
No, it was not a state park.
Okay.
It was cold and raining. So I just decided to enjoy the camper.
There you go.
Man, let me tell you, I went around and gathered all these twigs and little branches and broke them up small to make me some kindling and going to have me a nice little campfire. And then it rained all night on me. So it'll dry out for the next camper.
I was going to say, enjoy the camper or enjoy the company.
Yeah.
Because I know you had some good company with you.
Oh, she wasn't yelling at me.
This time.
Just any better? Just any better now? Or?
There you go.
Sorry, guys, in the chat. I saw everyone saying, use my ramp voice, do this, do that. I don't know what we're going to do. This is unacceptable for ham radio operators who use audio, this is unacceptable, and I am an audio snob.
Wait. But Izzo, how long did it take us to get you to log electronically? You're not a computer guy.
Okay, but still, this should be plug and play. This should not be happening.
Should be.
Anyway,
I mean,
that's okay. We'll drop ship you a new mic.
Did you get that mic at the CVS pharmacy or something?
No,
I mean,
he got it.
Yes, Walgreens.
Actually, I tell you what, dude got one from Goodwill, and it sounds great.
Really?
It has that old tinny sound to it, but it's got a great audio quality.
But I thought with the ferrite beads on here, that would solve, and it did for a long time. And now, how come all of a sudden?
Who knows?
Is it because I'm wrapping things up when we're done here? It gets put away.
Well, what is it going to protect it from? You're not transmitting while you're on the show.
He was getting that ground loop for a long time, though.
Right. What's causing the ground loop? It's a freaking laptop.
Who knows?
Don't tell me I gotta do a grounding.
You need a different extension cord out there on the porch.
There you go.
It's the power cord that comes with the laptop, and it's plugged into a battery box. Unless we shut off the battery box. Yes, Mo is absolutely right. We'll have Scotty with that. Not Frank the Tank. We'll have Scotty with that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so unplug the power cable from the laptop.
Done.
What?
Done. 1, 2,
Perfect.
3, 4.
Freaking 100%. I told you it was your power source, and thank you, Mike, for asking him to unplug.
Okay.
It's perfect.
Yep.
Audio level came up. The buzz is gone.
You mean I've been rebirthed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been rebaptized?
Yep.
Now, see, I was suspicious of that because I had an HF radio when I was in the house, my old Kenwood TS440. Freaking noise. Like, I just thought that was my noise floor, right?
Right.
All right. And it was pretty bad. It was on up there. One day, I rearranged my power connections because I was plugged into a UPS supply, battery backup supply. And I know this not to code and stuff, but I needed more plug-ins that I wanted on that battery backup. So I added a surge protector to it. And I plugged the power supply into the surge protector instead of directly into the battery box, and all my noise floor went away. Quiet.
Yep.
Really?
Everybody. Yeah. And I was like, I've been dealing with this for like 8 years before I realized that.
Oh, wow.
You know what's funny, too? Because when the kids back in middle school, they put the LED lights all around their bedrooms, the 2 bedrooms. Oh, my God. Talking about wiping out 40 meters. I'm like, kids. I'm Hondo. I am Hondo.
Just,
and of course,
just go unplug them. It's fine.
And of course, who's Hondo? But it's
We're
funny
only 9 minutes in, and we can't say it.
Anyway, this is what we come to the clubhouse. We solve problems. We're not going to solve all the world problems, but we'll solve something maybe.
Guess what I did today?
What'd you do today, Joe?
What'd you do today?
So I seen a local radio club where I work at, which is in another county from where I live at.
Uh-huh.
They was having a luncheon today.
K4AA, we're getting there.
They happen to be going to a place that I favor. So I joined the radio club's luncheon, and it started out a lot like the clubhouse. No radio talk.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, see, we ain't that far off track.
There you go.
And then somebody brought up radio and all this.
Off the rails.
Time to pay the bill.
Yep.
Gotta go.
Hey, I got something from. Is that Mary K4AA? K4AA. I want you to look me up on QRZ. Hit me up with an email, please. I got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Izzo says yes. My link's in the Instagram bio.
No, we're not going in. Just hit me up on QRZ. It's a lot easier. Plus, you'll see some nice pictures. But
see.
Shameless plug.
Only
there
hams.
you go.
Anyway, let's get Toby out here because I got a lot. This lady is incredible.
Just before we get Toby on, as you guys know, Carlos stopped by my place Friday and Saturday. We went out and played POTA. And when we got back, I was like, dude, something's wrong with my antenna. You want to give me a hand with it? So we laid the tower down, and that's what we found at the top of the tower. That wind that whipped through Texas and Mississippi and everything twisted that step IR inside the rotator.
Why you got to bring us into it? We done with that wind. It was all yours by the time.
I know. You powered it on to me.
Don't try to blame that on us.
No, I'm totally blaming that on you. But
maybe that's Shane's fault for when he gets in that balloon. He stirs up the atmosphere with that balloon.
Exactly.
He messes with the currents.
Let's make our audience happy. Let's go ahead and bring on Toby.
Get Toby in here. There she is.
Toby, good evening.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, your audio is perfect. God, I'm jealous.
I unplugged my whatever.
There you go.
So listen, folks, I've been wanting to get Toby on here for a while because if you have not worked Toby on POTA,
have you actually done POTA?
Man, don't talk like that.
Well, again, this lady is everywhere. She's what, Toby? You're from what? New Jersey, correct?
New Jersey.
Jersey. So she's
just a Jersey girl.
She's a Jersey girl, but she's rocking the airways because even when bands are not as great, she's a guaranteed contact in your log if you need to make that 10-11. But if nothing else, it's fun to work her. She is a lady. And like I said, we were talking backstage. If we get out of hand, she's pulling out that ruler and she's going to whack us.
No.
We're going to be on good behavior tonight, no matter what. But
I'm the Jersey girl in the POTA world.
In the POTA world, who could kick some butts. No, seriously, welcome to the show. We appreciate you taking the time. I think it's nice when we can put call signs and faces together. I mean, like I said, you're there. You're there. It's always a welcome to hear your call sign, even in the pileup. Yep. Even in the pileup.
And always breaks through the pileup.
So, Toby, tell everybody about yourself.
So back in COVID time, my husband said, I'm thinking about getting a ham radio license. Are you interested? I said, okay. So we all had time. So started to study, and we both went. He has electronics background, and I was an IT project manager, but retired now. So we studied separately and went for our tech in general. Took both same time, passed, and I said, let's go for the extra. Might as well go do it. So 2 months later, we went and got the extra in the same year, 2021.
Congratulations. Nice job.
Okay.
Nice job.
So then we took the first two tests with the NJECT. So they have a lot of activities there. And I'll talk about that a bit, maybe a little later. And then we took our third test with the DVRA, and they're very active, and they have a antenna committee. So I have to thank the antenna committee because they came out to the house, made a lot. We listened to everybody's thoughts on different antennas and what setup we could have. In fact, they're going, oh, that tree over at your neighbor's house, we can put up a wire. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that at the neighbor's tree. But I did hear about the butternut. So the butternut's a vertical that we have in the ground. And Jim and I, my husband Jim and I, we built it together. And we put down 32 53-foot radials. So I took that manual lawn edger. I made the line.
I love it.
I took a string, so
yep.
I lawn edged them straight out, and then when he came home from work, then he took the lawn staples and stapled them down. So I'm sure when the airplanes drove over, they're probably going, "What is that?" In that.
Well, good project management. I'm sure you had a diagram and you had everything all labeled out. Am I right or wrong? Come on.
Well, not quite, but
Well, we do that in our personal lives for just about everything.
We did have to read those instructions many times, just to be sure. But the DVRA antenna committee, big help. Or
Shout out to them.
Yeah, because I would not have been on the air as quickly and efficiently, or I'd still be trying to swing something up. Hey, I've been to several activations where the wire is terrific. It's just amazing how you can get so many great contacts and DX contacts on the wire. But I think I might be still trying to heave that up in the tree. So the vertical works best for us. And we
So how
did
many
have
antennas do you have? How many antennas do you have?
just the vertical. It's a 9-bander.
That's it. So
And we have
that's that big signal that we hear then.
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting. I hate to say I assumed. I would have bet you would have had 2 to 3 antennas.
Efficiency.
It's efficiency. There you go. Hey, there's nothing wrong.
And
with
how
that.
much power?
Yeah, how much power are you running?
100 watts. I'm barefoot. I do not have an amp. I don't own an amp.
Wow.
What kind of antenna? What kind of radio do you have now?
The Yaesu FT991A.
Okay.
And I do have the DX10, but the reason we purchased the 991A, did a lot of that homework while we were waiting to get everything set up.
Mm-hmm.
It has the ports for the HF and the VHF, UHF. So we do have that antenna as well for the 2 meter, 70 centimeter.
Good.
So
you got the two ports.
All right.
Sorry.
So I wasn't told about this. So your husband's a ham. He's an extra too. Where is he right now? Is he sitting next to you? Is he watching?
Oh, no, he's watching the dog. We have a 14-year-old dog here who has...
What kind of dog you got? What do you got?
He's a mini Schnauzer Westie.
Nice.
Okay.
And he's got some medical issues, so we want to make sure he's...
Aw.
I mean, he's peppy, but he wants his attention.
Yeah.
So...
Is he... I don't want to start a marital war here. I don't want to stir the marital shit pot spoon here, but... So is there any, hey, I wanted to go operate, or do you guys kind of do your own thing, or do you do it together when it comes, how does that work when it comes to all the radio stuff?
Okay, so he originally wanted to get involved for just emergency purposes. So if we needed to have a radio, that's all he wanted to do. So when I was listening at the club, the TVRA, what activities are available, somebody mentioned POTA. So I said, okay, so I'm going to start spinning the dial because I didn't know about all the details of it. And I started making POTA contacts. So the first one was October 26, 2021. And then from there, I just kept going and then learned about the POTA. Somebody finally told me about the website. And then I started learning what you do and stuff, signing up would be a nice thing to do.
Hunting and everything else. Right.
Yeah.
Registering your account. Yep.
Right. So they're obviously both of our radios, but I seem to have taken over the radios. So he doesn't really, he has other activities that are higher priority, I guess, which I am involved in with him as well. But they're his main thing, which is something you guys would all like as well. But he will go activate with me. So we've been out, like the three amigos from Canada came down.
Yes.
Okay.
And
yep,
when they were doing
crazy amigos, yeah.
Right. When we were doing when they were doing all Delaware, activating all Delaware and Papa Zulu November was with them.
Yeah.
I said, come on, you got to come with me, Jim. We got to go meet the guys I talk to every day on the radio. So we went down and activated with them.
Excellent.
Well, I didn't know if Jim was going to activate, but when the mic was getting passed around and Victor Echo 3 Tango Hotel Radio passed it to Jim, he was activating.
Yep.
So that's how he got activating. And he like I went to activate yesterday at a small little patch that had a high noise level. And I said, could you come with me? Because it's really just a patch off the road. And I want to make, I don't want
done that. Those are frustrating.
Yeah. And I did
challenging too.
Because of the noise level. But I said, please come in just because, I don't know, it's right off the road and everything. And we put the ATOS on the car and the 891 we have for the portable use. And we activated. And I would say, okay, I have a second operator.
Pass the mic. Yeah.
So he stepped out of the car a few times, so he missed a couple. But I said, look, we got Quebec. You just got Quebec. I said, you missed Spain. You were out of the car. We had Spain. Spain was on 20 meters. So he goes, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So what do you like? If you had a preference, do you prefer hunt? Because I only know you as hunting, and I'd have to check my logs if we ever did any park to parks. But do you prefer to hunt versus, or is it kind of a mix? Whatever I feel like doing today.
Well, I have a lot of fun in activating, but
Mm-hmm.
I grew into the hunting because that's what I know. So it's easy for me to hunt And I enjoy making a contact with anybody I can make a contact with. And so I'm sitting here going, yes, another contact. I just think it's so crazy how you can make a contact overseas at DX, the France or Australia or wherever you're making the contact on. It's a challenge, and it's exciting at the same time.
Especially now where we are in the solar cycle. This is
Yes.
just apt because I met you on 40 meters when 40 meters was a nice regional band that, to me, I always used Ohio and Pennsylvania, the Virginia area,
Yeah.
up into Newfoundland, again, based upon me and where I am. And I'm sure others kind of do the same. Now, that geometric shape form has changed because the bands are different right now. And we have to learn. That's the fun of learning it. Have you seen that too, being in Jersey, where your bands that you were operating on, let's say 5-6 years ago, now you're doing things a little bit differently, right?
Yeah, it's like you're saying, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and those areas were always 40 meters, but every once in a while you're like, hold on, I just got them on 20 meters.
Yeah, why and how, right? Yeah, how's that possible? Yeah.
And so clear, but then there'll be times, okay, we're back to 40 meters, or 40 meters was like trash today. So I didn't make many contacts during the day. So it is what it is. You just move on. So sometimes 10 meters is popping and get a lot of different contacts.
Are you a sideband lady? What do you like?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely sideband. I had FT8 for a while, but then when Windows updates, it knocks my FT8 out. And I got it back up twice, but nobody could tell me exactly how they fixed it. So I'm not doing FT8 anymore. I've recently learned and still learning CW. So
excellent.
I can make I could hear my call sign. I can make some contacts, but I really need to sit down and learn it, take that time and learn it more. That's always
Are you doing anything with like the Long Island CW group or another group, or just a homegrown method of learning CW?
I did the other club. There's it's not the Long Island CW, it's the CW Academy.
Ops. Yep.
CW Academy. Yes, I took a course there.
Big shout out for all these various CW groups. Find out which one you like. What one that you can relate to. So what do you think? You think CW is in your future, or is it just kind of a
not activating at this point? But I don't mind hunting it, and so I've hunted several people that I've talked to many times on sideband, and they're like, "Oh, that was great! You just did CW." Like, okay, as long as you can hear me. Like sometimes I trip over myself when I'm trying to respond because you're just like, okay. You made it through, but you want to make sure you can still do it. But I do prefer sideband. I enjoy talking to the people and making the contacts. There's something about the voice. Even though you're not saying a lot, you're saying a lot.
Oh, you do. You do. I think all of us here, Joe and Steve and everybody in the chat, there is just something about, I guess, as humans, the voice just kind of, some voices are very encouraging. They make us happy. Others are, it's all how the approach is, I think, when we throw out the call sign. Again, everyone has their method of madness. It's just me. When I'm running QRP, I'll throw my call sign saying QRP. Others will say, stop doing that. You don't need to do that. Well, that's all personal preference. How our brains interact. Now, I'm sure the CW people can say the same thing to me, that they can, because my grandfather used to tell me it all the time. He knew people's different, it's all how that fist was working. And a lot back in those days, it was all straight key. Then it went to the paddle. So, it's just a very interesting concept, though.
I don't mind it. And I think I was surprised I could actually learn the letters. I used up Morse Mania on my phone. That someone recommended to me. So every time I see somebody else, I'll recommend it, and learning how to hear the tones of the letters. So I did play an instrument back in the day, so I do the musical part probably made it helpful.
That does help. Yep.
All right, Toby. So you're a Yazoo girl. You're a Yazoo fangirl, sounds like.
Yeah.
let's talk about the 891 and the ATAS. The 891, when you put it in the vehicle, do you have it in some type of go box, some type of suitcase to a shopping bag? I mean, everybody does it differently. So tell us, how do you do it? How do you bring it out of the house? And
so the 891 is in like a backpack. It's in a one of those almost a military type backpack. And the ATOS, we made a PVC pipe that fits the ATOS when it's down to 6 or 10 meters.
Yes.
So when you get it down to 6 or 10 meters, sometimes it gets stuck at that 10 meters and it won't go down.
Right.
But we made it long enough that we have the PVC pipe working. If it gets stuck at the 10, I can still push it in there. We have a screw top, a screw bottom, and a fixed top. And we put an extra PVC pipe with some foam around it on the inside for the antenna part, the whip, right?
And so is that permanently mounted on it? Around. Okay, and I love it. I love it. So you went to either Home Depot, Lowe's, your local hardware store.
Yep.
I love the homegrown stuff. The
lip mount.
Okay, so you have a permanent lip mount on the vehicle. So all you're going to do is take it out, screw it on, plug it into the radio, and go.
Yeah, I have a Bioenno battery. So I'm not using my car battery at all. I've heard too many people say, "Oh, you may not get home from there."
Yeah. Get ready to go, no go.
Yeah.
So in the winter, you get it. The topic, and Mike's here in the chat, KAMRD. Again, he was talking about noise, electrical noise versus noise coming in via the antenna, and specifically with the 891. And there's a noise blanker, and I didn't even think about even using it, finding it in the menu, and now I love it. It just knocks it down. Obviously, in the summertime, it's not going to be an issue, but for us winter people, have you had that issue with any noise from your vehicle?
Well, I'll tell you about my winter activating.
Go for it.
Not much, because too cold for me. When my teeth are chattering, I'm not out there trying to do. But I have activated with the NJECT Club. They do some winter activation. We just did in February for the National Inventors Day, and we did it over at it was a Parks on the Air at the Thomas Edison State Historical Park.
Okay.
It's in Island. So that was cold, and even so cold that the rechargeable hand warmers weren't working very well. but it was fun. We had a great time making a lot of contacts. We had several different setups. So somebody was doing CW in their car. Somebody was on. We had people doing different bands.
Toby, would it help? Because we're always looking for ideas for clothing apparel. Would ham radio thermal layers, maybe pink for the ladies, camouflage for the guys, or whatever, or whatever, would that be a good idea, you think? Because this way you layer up, you stay warm, and you can still do your POTA. I mean, is it?
Well, I was layered. I was layered.
You were layered.
I was layered. I haven't had a NJECT beanie on, but actually it was great because it had it was lined.
Nice.
It was a lined beanie. I'm like, and you just had to take your gloves off to type a little bit, but that was. I mean, I wasn't freezing, but I was just cold.
I hear you.
And
we all know what's going to happen here in the north, right? And here in the Northeast, it's changing. We saw it today. Yeah. It's we're on that upswing. Mother Nature's still going to throw some cold days. It is what it is. Our brothers up our crazy brothers up in the Northeast. They're from New Hampshire and everything. They're probably going to laugh because they see the least amount of warmth. But it does get hot up there, but it just takes longer to get there, by the time, with the snow melt and everything. So it works, as well as, people across Michigan, Minnesota, Idaho, Washington, Canada, parts of Canada. So, but again, we have to overcome.
So as a hunter, that's where I appreciate all those people up north and in the freezing cold and the snow. I'm going to make that contact with you because you went out there and you sat in your car shivering to make the and write my call sign down. I don't know how you're doing it, but I'm like, I'll make that contact with you because thank you for being out there. I get it.
When you go to activate now, so another component we need to ask is, what are you doing for logging? How are you doing your logging? So you're a pen and paper girl? You're a pen
Yeah.
and paper girl. Excellent.
I keep thinking about buying the next laptop and putting some software on. I'm just $600. It's like, I don't know. That's like for the amount of times I go. I don't know. I'm like on the edge. Maybe I'm on the edge.
We
I'm
are.
gonna get
I
it.
think we're blessed. I think between N1MM, World Radio. I'm a big, huge fanboy of Polo. There's
Hammers.
Hammers. I mean, we have a lot of
N3FJP.
options. Yeah, that that give you options. Do you want to put it on a phone? Do you want to put it on a tablet? Do you want to go out with a full blown laptop? That's the beauty of our hobby, and I think everybody here tonight, I think we do got to acknowledge we're alive, participating in this hobby in a great time.
Yep.
Because when you look at our forefathers of how they were doing it,
Yeah.
boat anchor sitting in the back of the trunk, and all the other ways of doing it, and they didn't have these lithium phosphate batteries. They were just running dry cells and everything else, and car batteries, and so. But I think we're blessed, but still, we all do it individually. That's why we love when people like yourself and the many other guests. I know the questions may sound redundant, but the answers are never redundant. They're never the same, and that's what's great about it.
So when I come home, I do use hammers to log my activation.
Okay.
The other thing I do have a setup for is the NFED half wave, the Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Sierra Zulu's NFED half wave.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Works great. I've done it a couple times. Jim and I did take a trip down to we went to Florida, and we had our hosts in the Naples area were Kilo November 4 Sierra Whiskey Sierra and Kilo Oscar 4 Fox Hotel Sierra. That's John and Diane.
John and
Absolutely
Diane.
good people.
Good,
Right.
Good friends of mine. Yep.
Love working them on 20 meters for me.
Yeah,
they're another group, Toby. Tell them they need to come on the Clubhouse. Tell them they need to get hold of me and come on the Clubhouse. I want to do them as a couple. Absolutely. I want them here.
Well, I'll tell you something about them, but I also want to mention in St. Petersburg area was November Foxtrot 1 Tango, Julie, and Kilo Charlie 1 Yankee Lima. That's Lisa.
Lisa, yes.
So they were our host up in the St. Petersburg area. This was, I want to say it was 2022, 2023.
Lisa's spouse is Paul, I believe.
I don't think so, but they activate a lot together.
Okay, I'm mixing my couples. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's going to get me in trouble somewhere down the line.
Let's call them the POTA couple. But anyway, they were our hosts up in the St. Petersburg area, but they did come down to Naples. And so we activated 12 or 13 parks between
nice.
Florida. Wow, nice.
In Florida while we were down there.
So what did you think of the Florida park? Were you thinking alligator? Were you thinking bugs? Were you thinking nice, warm, beautiful sunshine? What goes through your head when you're doing something far away from home like that? Like de-expedition inside your head, or?
Well, I've hunted all those many, many, many times. So they call themselves the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
So in many of the parks that we went to are parks that I've hunted them at. So that was good. And we also went to Honeymoon Island and Caladesi Island.
Okay. Never heard of them. Okay.
Yeah. Up by the St. Petersburg area.
Okay.
Yeah. So we didn't see an alligator, thank goodness, but we were looking.
Yeah.
But I was like, alligator?
That's what I think. That's what I would. I think that would just be my. And that's not. Listen, that would not stop me. That would not stop me, not one bit. But I just think I would just be kind of looking around my surroundings.
They won't mess with you. You don't have to worry about them.
Nah. Why? What if I smell like chicken? They're gonna get a good They're gonna get a good meal out of this fat boy right here. You know what I'm saying? They won't have to eat for a week.
Yeah, you'll put up too much of a fight.
Toby, how do you when you do your other antenna? How do you install that antenna now? The halfway.
So off the back of my car, I have the hitch mount, and I have the jackknife 31-foot jackknife pole.
Okay.
And then the wire comes with that antenna, and then I have a lawn stake that I try not to stick in the ground anywhere, but I bring a chair, and I weight the chair down with a couple of bags, weights.
Yep.
And so I just stick that lawn stake in between the part of the chair. and
There
I
you go.
connect the NFED half wave on there. We had with the club, we had met some Girl Scouts 2 years back and helped them for their thinking day.
Mhm.
And I had the NFED half wave for the very first time put together. And I said, I better see if I can make a contact before they get out here. And it was freezing cold because their thinking days in February.
Oh.
And it was like, okay, I made a contact with somebody, and then all of a sudden they came out, and we did arrange to have the Rose family children available to talk to the Girl Scouts. And that was exciting for them. They talked, do you have animals and blah, blah, blah. And we did it again this year. So that some of the Rose family kids were available. They are all hams.
Nice.
Have you had any issues in any? And if you don't want to mention names, I get it. Park names, but any locations where you've had any? Hey, don't put that in the ground, or don't do this, or why you park? Have you had any adverse? When
Not yet. One with our club. They called and checked for one park, and the park rangers kept coming by. Like, what are you doing here? Did you get permission? And I know they went and got permission. Or tried to get the permission, but we just had to call it a little early. But we were able to make an activation out of it, and it was for we also do the Battle of Princeton and Battle of Trenton in January, the last week of December and the first week of January. That's the last week of December, and we sometimes will do an activation at one of those parks if the weather's permitting for the Battle of Trenton or Battle of Princeton. So that was one of those issues, but we made it through, and hey, what are you going to do? But what I wanted to mention about John and Diane is they've activated as a couple all of Florida.
Yep.
Yes.
So
they're incredible, man. They were
one
just
of my back from the Dry Tortugas.
Yes. Yep. But I remember finding them in 2018, 2019 when I started to get going, and it was just again, this is what I love about voice, the personalities, and then you look forward to hunting them or to parks. So let's shift for a minute here, Toby.
Wait a minute, I have to take a break.
Okay, absolutely. Oh, what do you got there? Whoa! Breaking news. What do you got there?
Well, I there's no smoke to this one. Let me see if I can get it on there. But if you, I went to my local chocolatier.
Okay.
David Bradley Chocolatier.
Ooh.
And it says it's a Cuba, right?
Did
you read that?
Yeah.
And
we see it.
It's all chocolate. And if you're ever sitting back and want to watch the Clubhouse and you want to have a little something, but you don't want to have the smoke, and it's good for hams of all ages. I saw they had this beautiful box with all the different varieties. Is that a humidor? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I saw the price on it though, and I said, chocolate, ham radio equipment. Chocolate, ham radio equipment. Ham radio equipment.
How do we?
I'll just get one or two of these and get the ham radio equipment. So
fair enough.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
So if you're looking to do this and you don't want to have smoke in the house, that's a lot of fun.
Thank you, Mike.
Definitely has some chocolate notes to the flavor there, Mike says.
Yeah. Well, I pulled up Toby's POTA here. 84,000.
This is your life. How much?
84,000 contacts as a hunter.
84,000 contacts. That is huge. That's awesome.
Talking about our contacts. It looks like we're on a roll here, Toby. I've got very low numbers with you, but it's not your fault.
It's Joe's fault for not getting out into a park.
That's part of it. But I have noticed with Toby and what's our friend over in California, K6YYL?
Okay.
Right. Yes. Y'all are just in an area where it's hard for me to hear a lot of times. A lot of times you'll be kind of in the noise for me. Our last contact, I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, it's Toby. I was up in Missouri activating Table Rock State Park up there at the lake. And Toby come in. But anyway, we've got 2 contacts in 22, 2 in 23, and 2 in 24. So we got 2.
Get 2 more. Come on.
2 due this year.
Yeah. Well,
We got to keep it up.
Yeah.
Toby has gotten me in most of the states I've activated in.
Yes, Kim. That's who I was thinking of on the
Yep.
West Coast.
That's it. Yep.
Toby got me both in Oregon and Washington 2 weeks ago. So, and then this past Saturday, right here in town.
So
Right here in town. That just makes
I'm
me
thinking,
sick.
Toby. So as you know, do you go out for the support your parks weekends? Are you hunting, or is it do you play with that quarterly, or if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, because life gets in the way with a lot of things.
Right.
You know.
I hunt for sure. I hunt all the support your parks weekends. I have not activated yet. Actually, I may have had an activation with the Battle of Trenton or Battle of Princeton. Actually, I'd have to look
For
that
that
up.
weekend.
Yeah, it was just by
Well, I'm
chance.
sure Steve could figure that out.
I do not see a support your parks activator yet.
Okay, then that was probably just that weekend of what do you call it? New Year's? The New Year's thing. That's
Yeah, you've got the
probably
New
what it
Year's
was. Okay.
activator and the New Year's hunter.
That's what happened. With that.
Worked all provinces in Canada.
Wow.
Worked
Well, you
all
gotta get-
of North Carolina. Looks like worked all of Spain.
Well, Spain.
Well, DO-Tech ES. I think that's
Oh, DO is Dominican Republic,
Okay, Dominican. Okay.
and so they have a bunch of different areas
Yeah,
there.
that's right. Let's see. Worked all of VEVA, which that would be all Canada, right? There's 2 awards for that.
Yes.
All of Delaware, all of Georgia, all of Rhode Island. Not all
And-
of South Carolina yet.
But the 2 other states that are not on there that I've worked all of are
Okay.
West Virginia and Florida.
Okay.
They're not on there because there's no certificate available.
Really?
Fix it, Steve.
Steve,
Yeah.
Steve, what do you do? Steve, by next Clubhouse.
Good luck.
So
Tell you what.
I worked it all at the 444 or 443. They were dropping one at the same time I was getting it.
Okay.
And then they dumped, so I got it. And then they dumped all those, what about 15 more states, 50 more parks.
Yep, in Florida.
And yeah.
That's
So
fun.
but-
That's fun and aggravating in the same point, is it? 'Cause
But
I
you've
remember
already
Well,
gotten all
Connecticut,
those.
I was doing mine here for Connecticut. I'm like, wait a minute, we just added 15. I'm happy, but wait a minute, that just changed now my whole battle plan of how I'm going to do this. I mean,
Right.
All,
I'm sure
all
I'm sure every
459
actor-
parks in Florida. Yep.
Wow.
So I got them all now with the new 15. So a couple of them were boat access only. And we had family was here on Sunday, and that last boat access one popped up on the ham alert. I had to sprint over the table.
Be
jump in
right
the
back.
room.
We'd
Yeah.
be like, be right back. I'm out here. Hold the grandkids. Someone else hold the grandkids.
Well,
We don't have any of them, but we got the grand dog. The dog is
There
the
you go.
grand dog, but
Yeah.
it's like, be right back. Jumped in, basically when they're here, I have to go radio silent, but we were still chit chatting about what we were eating. So
There you go.
I'm still okay.
Only 9 more parks in South Carolina to get your worked all South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So I may have to look up, see which parks those are, and set up a
There you
schedule
go,
for
Steve. Steve's going to be on a mission. Mo, that goes to you too, Mo, and everyone else out there in South
Yeah,
Carolina.
if they're upstate, Mo, that's all
There you go, Toby.
There you go. Very
I'll
good.
screenshot it, send it to Steve to upload it to the website.
Yeah, not my area of expertise, but
And I have to say a shout out to all our Florida activators, because there were a bunch of them that helped me get that. And then I have to shout out also for the Georgia people, all our Georgia hams. They help me get to all of Georgia, but they also had a boat to get into some of the northern part of Florida to get into those areas as well. So I did ask for permission, but I won't mention names then because I didn't get permission for youth. But there's one of the activators went in with his boat and had the son in the boat. And when we're calling in for the call signs, the son is calling out my call sign when I'm calling. So that's pretty, just because they know, you dock the boat or whatever, drop the anchor or whatever,
Yeah.
and then we're all calling in, and then they can hear our call signs. He's not the youth is not a ham, but you never know. It's probably a fun time with Dad, and maybe in memories in some future year, he'll decide, hey, you know what? Maybe I want to become a ham now. But
There you go.
it was just fun to hear the little one singing back the call signs.
I have a pretty good idea on who that ham might be, but we'll confirm afterwards.
Okay. Yeah. So there are at least 3 or 4 hams that have gone to some of the more northern state from Georgia to help us get some of those Florida parks up there with the boat.
And one more contact with John, you'll have 1,300 with him.
Nice.
John from Florida?
Yep.
John Martin. Yeah.
KN4 SWS.
Well, and they may be going out to Friday, I heard.
Okay.
Rumor has it.
Toby, what do you use besides the POTA
POTA
website? Are you following anything on, I hate to say the F word, Facebook? The Facebook
I'm not a Facebook person. I don't have Facebook.
Okay.
So whoever wants to put me on Facebook, you can do it, but I don't have a Facebook.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. No.
But people want to put pictures on, so I don't care. But it's just I don't do Facebook. I don't care about it. And I hear people get a little snippety on there as well. So
Yeah.
No, I want to have fun. I want to have POTA fun. Oh, let me fix my hair. Hold on a minute.
I was going to say, Toby, if you haven't gotten James today, he's on 7.264 apparently.
James, I got James.
Easy again.
Oh, wait a minute, this is not working.
Oh, look at that. Look at
There
that.
you go.
Here's my
And
POTA fun.
I'm sure Chris is in the chat, so let's see.
Oh, he is? Good.
Perfect.
Thank you, Chris.
There he is.
Kate.
Yep. Sea Fever is his handle on YouTube.
Yep.
He's one of my club members, so.
Yeah, so I worked it out to put it on a headband, so we have a little more POTA fun.
There you go.
Absolutely. So I want to shift a little bit to other operating stuff. Do you do winter field day?
No, I did. Did I? No, no. First of all, it's too cold for me. I heard all your chitter, all your plans last time, and
You can sit home and do it as a home station if you want. You know that.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Then that doesn't seem like fun, right? I mean, I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, I could debate you. And again, your opinion is your opinion, and I respect it. But just remember, those people out in the field need hunters' home stations too.
But you have to be outside, isn't that true?
No. You can operate from home.
I thought you had to operate from outside on a portable setup.
No.
I do it for my air conditioning shack every winter field day. Because it's always 60 degrees at
Thanks,
Christmas
Joe.
in Mississippi.
Well, then I didn't realize that. I thought you had to have these set up outside, and I didn't want to be in the freezing cold.
A Scout 7 and 5 has got a few words for you, Joe Brett, right now. No, okay.
I did do.
Good.
Go ahead.
What else you do? No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it kind of reminds me a little bit about contesting, and I did do the 2 contests with the club. I did a digital contest with them, and I did the New Jersey QSO party.
Okay.
And I kind of tripped into doing. I go. You want to say you won for my county, Middlesex County, right. But it was kind of like I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing it. They said we need people. Come on, dude, you want to do it? Okay, sure. And so you have to fill out that Cabrillo log, and I needed some help to make sure that was properly done. So I was another body for the club, but I'll let the contesters do that. It was fun to do it once. I can say I've done it. It was fun to do the FT8 with the club, right. But that's okay. I've done it. But POTA is my thing because it's relaxed, but a lot of fun. And there's a lot you can experiment with your outdoor setups, and that's always fun too. And I go out with other club members that want to go activate. That's been a lot of fun too. And I know the weather's warming up, so we're going to be going out with a bunch of people sent here soon.
There you go.
What about ARRL Field Day in June? Have you done that? With the club?
with the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does your club do that field day? Like, what's that setup involved?
They have 3. They had an FT8 set up, a CW set up, and sideband. But again, that for me, it was like a lot of screechy noise because all the different bands were very full, and then people are talking over each other on the bands. So you're like, who am I making a contact with here? Because it got so busy. So it was more of a social day at the club.
Right.
And
I've seen that, and not only personally, but many others. We get into the thrill of it, the lead up to it, and then when it happens, within an hour or two, it gets to be very frustrating from an operating, because we maybe in our heads as POTA people, we revert to, well, I could do the same thing on POTA, but have it a little bit more enjoyable. But then there's the social side of it.
And so I don't.
And the food,
I like going
and yeah.
Yeah. So I like the July when we go to the club and we do it. If it's July or August, whenever it is. That's fun from that perspective. Yeah.
What about, and then in July, do you participate anything with the 13 colonies? Because New Jersey is a colony. Have you done anything with that?
I've hunted them. Yes.
You hunted them. Yep.
Oh,
That's always fun too. Yep.
Yeah.
Fill out the sheet. Let's see how fast we can fill out the sheet.
That's it.
Yeah.
and get the bonus stations. So, I guess, what else do you do? Any other hobbies between you and Jim that you guys like to do besides ham radio, or maybe some type? Does anything cross over, or cross lines into anything?
Well, for me, I like to garden, so I love a Jersey tomato. So that's one of my, that'll be coming up soon. So he'll till the garden, and typically I'll plant, and my kids will come over Mother's Day. And
what size garden you got?
It's fairly large.
Oh,
I have to send you. I want to say it's like 60 feet by, I don't know, 12 feet.
Just so you know,
you
we
go.
all like cucumbers and tomatoes around
here. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is that stuff legal to ship inside a UPS box?
Eggplants, string beans, zucchini, onions. Yeah, love a great garden, fresh garden stuff. I want to get 2 grape plants this year. It's my goal to get 2 grapes.
Excellent. Now, do you do anything with pickling for later in the year, or do you just grow and eat for the season and that's it? What do you do with that?
We will take all the extra tomato and when you mill it, so you get the seeds and the skin off, make the sauce, and then we Jim pressure cooks it in the jar. We put them in the ball jars, and he'll pressure cook them, so they're, what do you call that?
Canned.
You're canning them.
You're canning them.
Yeah, he has to put them in hot water bath.
If you were to invite us over for a Sunday dinner, what would you cook us?
Well, I'll make the spaghetti sauce and meatballs.
There you go. Okay.
But,
so are these Toby homemade meatballs, or?
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at this!
I'll make a homemade meatball. My kids are so critical; they're unbelievable. But
what ingredient in the meatball makes it stand out?
That's a secret, Joe.
I like some garlic, but
I do garlic. That's good enough.
Toby, no disrespect. Joe Brett's not Italian.
Oh,
so
no
we
disrespect.
No.
Neither mine.
But still, if you learn some good Italian cooking, and then you throw in some other ethnic cultures in there, it is amazing how you can make an incredible meal and something that you haven't had anywhere else, even in a restaurant. And you really, I've been blessed to have people come over or go over their house and try something new, and it just knocks your socks off. Nothing like a good home cooked meal. It gets you kind of out of your.
And Mike's got it. Number one ingredient is the love.
Yeah, that's right. And a pinch of this and a pinch of that, right? But
so my daughters are over on Sunday with my son-in-law, and I wanted chocolate mousse, and you cannot get a good chocolate mousse anywhere. But my daughter found the recipe, and Courtney's a very good cook, and we had to do it together because you have to melt the chocolate, but you have to whisk the egg yolks. You have to separate the yolks from the eggs, the whites. So you have to put the egg yolks and you whisk the heavy cream in there. So like we have to figure it out. All right, I'm melting the chocolate, but she's still whisking over here, and you have to get it together just right, and then bring it together, and then make some more whipped cream.
Put it on the menu for when you invite us over. Please put it on the menu.
Oh my gosh!
Do you like to cook? Do you like to cook?
I like to cook, but I'm not the best cook. Jim's actually the better cook.
Oh, wow.
He's actually the better cook, and my daughter Courtney's. Between him and Courtney, they could just take something, and it tastes great. I'm still looking at the recipe. I'm like, but they're very good cooks. And my other daughter, Erin, she's learned to be a good cook as well. But I'll eat almost anything.
I was just going to say, any favorite meal? If you had to cook something, what would be your go-to meal?
Oh.
Again, you have. I'll give you this scenario. You got 10 people coming over. You got 10 people coming over.
They make a lasagna with chopped meat in there. A meat lasagna for sure.
A meat lasagna. Do you throw some sausage? Do you throw a little sausage in there?
Yeah, for flavor, for sure.
For flavor, yep.
Okay. Yeah, and lots of cheese in there. And again, Jim makes a great lasagna.
I love it.
So when we have Christmas, he wants. Oh, actually, we do it Thanksgiving. When so Thanksgiving, we have the ham, Jim, who makes the deep fried turkey in the backyard.
Nice.
So, okay. And we always do the deep fried turkey here now. Oh my goodness, little salt, pepper, and garlic powder on there, and drop that turkey in there. Oh, but yeah, he's the better cook.
See, growing up, we had macaroni. I thought everybody did it, but as you get older and you go to people's houses, either through girlfriends, spouses, whatever, there were sometimes I'm looking and I didn't want to be rude. So
where's the macaroni?
Right, where's the macaroni? I'm looking at the plates. I don't see a macaroni plate. I don't see sometimes there's a separate fork, sometimes not. You just wipe it off. But where is it? And and that's no disrespect to the people who have fed me, because I've still gotten some darn good meals. But just like growing up, that was a assumption of mine. That quickly
where's the macaroni?
Where's the mac? Let's go. Yep. But.
So the other thing you asked, another hobby is amateur photography. So my QSO card is I grew sunflowers here, and then when we're trying to figure out what to do with the QSO cards, I flip them through.
Oh, that's why your card has that.
Right. So I took that picture, and I grew that flower.
Oh, I didn't know that. Excellent. Yeah. Excellent.
So
very cool.
What got you into photography? Was that something from younger years, or just?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just always, whenever they're, I don't have great cameras, because they break over the years or whatever. But actually, that was from my phone. So your phones can take really great pictures now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to throw something out at you. Kodak Instamatic 15. Does that ring a bell with you?
That was at the little snaps. This little snap.
To move it around. Remember, you had to advance it. You dropped the 35. I'm sorry. No, that came with the cartridge. I'm sorry. That was the cartridge. You just dropped the cartridge.
Oh, that little thing with the two round things on the sides, right? Yep.
Right. And those were the days of dropping off either to that little island, that photo place that was in the island.
Kodak. It was a Kodak, right, Stan?
Kodak, yeah, Kodak stand, or you go to your local drugstore or whatever, and you'd have to wait a week or so to get your pictures.
1 hour photo. Come on.
1 hour photo. There you go.
So I'll tell you back in those days, Jim was in the Air Force, and he was early in. He had to be going. He was somewhere, but they had the air show here in New Jersey. So I went and brought my camera, and I don't know who I was with, but I'm like, okay, take a picture of me in the airplane. Take some pictures, and get back with the camera. No film.
Oh,
no film.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Sort of like going to an activation without a power cord or something
Yeah.
else. Or the
So you're like, oh,
Forgot the
my God.
coax,
All
yep.
these great pictures in the airplane. C-141, because he worked on that as in maintenance of those planes when they were back. They're not in service anymore.
Where
But-
did you and Jim meet?
At our ice skating rink in Old Bridge. I was a guard and he was a skater, but through a friend of his.
Excellent.
Nice.
So he used to play ice hockey with their local group.
Excellent. Well, guys, we're coming up to the top of the hour.
Yep.
I think we have a little over 100 people watching us.
Mhm.
And I do think it's most appropriate that we bring Toby in as an official Clubhouse member. And
I'll
You
make
know.
that motion.
Sounded like it was already in motion.
so the guy who's making the motion can't, or asking for the motion, can't be making the motion according to Robert's rules.
Yeah.
Well,
Even though I'm not the
is it-
president.
Is that the same motion if we went to Sealand? Could anybody make the motion?
yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to come to Sealand with us?
Yes, I would like to go to Sealand.
All right. We're going to have to make that happen. So we're going to have to, I'm sure we could fit one or two more on the helicopter.
That's about all the room you got is a helicopter.
There's a helicopter because the boat ain't going to make it.
Well, Toby, I'm curious. Where does the call sign come from?
Oh, well, when I got the upgrade to extra, it was check the box for the next available. And it was the next available.
That was the next available 2x2. Nice.
Yeah, and I just start saying Alpha Delta 2, Charlie Delta, and that's how I just
Love it.
started doing it. And it seemed to work.
I thought it had some special meaning with the with the initials, with the letters, but
Yeah.
still no. It just rolls so nice.
Yeah, but sometimes when people don't understand the CD, I'll have to say now chili dog.
There you go.
I had to come up with something, because I was Terry Kilo 8 Golf Quebec. He says, I think I heard a chili dog in there. I was like, well, they weren't understanding that it's Charlie Delta, so I said I'll throw out a chili dog.
Yep.
All right. So speaking of food, Joe, Brett, you ready with the music?
No, we got to finish this official nomination
oh.
here.
So
All
we
right.
have a motion.
I'll
Joe,
say
we got a second. All in favor?
I bid high.
Ah,
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
And the proxies came in from Molson and Beer Snack and Shane. So
They just
Thank you
are
very
in.
much.
You are officially in. We'll get you a key.
Okay.
And the dues are always the same every year. As a new member, you may have to clean up once or twice the
Is this-
peanut
is
the
it-
peanut
is it-
shells.
Is this a dues?
there you go.
So, but you can't run yet, because everybody knows if you're going to become an official member, the initiation is our fast lightning round. So when Joe Brett hits that music, that means you.
Which one you want?
The one that's
Dun,
getting us
dun,
demonetized.
dun.
Demonetized?
Not the Rickroll.
No. Well, I was just about to hit that one.
I know.
Does it make a difference? No, that's for thinking.
Oh, you don't
That's
want the elevator?
No, that's like please stand by. We're trying to fix something.
That one. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, you want that one? Okay.
Just need to control the volume a little bit.
Why? You too loud?
Yeah, it's a little loud. A little
I
hot.
got it cranked all the way up.
I thought we had that. Dun, dun, dun. Not that one.
Izzo thinks they're knocking on his door every time.
No. I got nothing here. I thought we had that dun dun dun, like
That's suspense.
like Millionaire or-
man. You gotta name it.
that's what I was
Jesus.
looking for. There you go. Thank you. See, we are so prepared around here. It's all right, Miss Toby. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The first thing you're going to do is whatever pops in your head. It doesn't make a difference. Don't overthink it and just have fun with it.
7-3. 5-9. 5-9.
That could be an answer. Chicken, fish, or steak?
Steak.
And how do you like your steak?
Medium.
Medium.
Okay.
What kind of fixings would you have on that plate with your steak, or nothing at all? What do you like?
Oh,
You're in
Sweet,
prison. It's your last meal. How do you want it?
baked potato with butter.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Nice.
I'll take some onion rings. A really good onion ring would be great.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, no, I don't think anyone's ever said that. That's a nice combo.
Got to be just have to have that nice crispiness to it.
Yes.
Favorite ice cream?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Cone or dish with your chocolate?
Well, if it's not 90 degrees, I'll take a cone. Because if it's 90 degrees, you got to have it in a cup because it's never going to make it.
Yep.
You throw any gummy bears on it, nuts, hot chocolate, or dip it, or just
Nah.
Profanity.
I'm not a sprinkle person.
okay. She's not a sprinkle person, guys. You gotta remember that. All right. Let's go with your favorite snack.
My favorite snack. Oh my goodness. It's got to be anything chocolate. Chocolate truffles. I like chocolate truffles and
Was hoping you'd say
Even-
barbecue
oh.
potato
Go ahead.
chips.
Go ahead. What do you got? What is that?
sweet Southern heat barbecue.
Potato chips.
Oh, yeah.
Those are
Barbecue
barbecue
chips
chips.
is,
Those are
though.
barbecue chips. Toby.
Wait a minute. That bag was empty. Let's get a new one.
Oh, look at her. Do you eat
There it
those?
is.
Emotional damage.
Wait a
Really?
minute. This bag was
Yeah.
empty. What?
You know, it made
All
him
right.
lose his track of thought there.
Yeah. I'm not too many women can make me speechless. So
Look, and this is sweet Southern. It's got some, heat. to it.
Sweet Southern heat.
sweet. I wonder if that would help me or not.
Try that one.
I was gonna say I don't know that you could handle the spice there, Izzo.
No, all right. Then.
It's not. It's not overly spicy. It's just. Nice.
Okay. My palate when it comes to the different various alarms of the ghost or whatever you all want to call that thing.
Mhm.
When you guys say it's mild, it's medium for me. When you say it's medium, it's already in that third alarm, and then everything else is just off the scale for me. I just can't deal with buffalo chicken. Makes me cry, and I don't know why, because I like buffalo chicken. I like the tenders, dipped in that buffalo chicken. No. I will start crying, and y'all think it's a bad Hallmark movie. So
Those are QRO
Yes.
chips.
Jody's right. Jody's always right.
We do. We grow peppers, and one year we put these peppers in, and they were so hot that you had to wear gloves to just cut them. That
Yep.
we ended up giving them away. I said, take the plants. If you can you can handle this, you got to take them because you didn't want to rub your eye. You didn't want to touch anything,
Right.
and it could have been disastrous. That was
So-
just too hot.
For me, I'll give you. Okay, so do you like sausage and peppers on a nice grinder roll?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, I like the sausage. I like the juice. I like the juice of the peppers that the bread just absorbs and gives it that flavor. But if you put the peppers on, I can't. I'm
You got to have some onions on there too.
it just drives me crazy. So
You can't
I'm a
have the
bad
onions
Italian.
either.
No. Onion powder. My fiance will do onion powder, which I really like. I really like what she does with that because I like the flavor of it. But I'll do an onion ring. I don't know. There's some wires up here that are just not connected. The power poles are out. All right, Joe, you ready?
Yeah.
Last, final question, Miss Toby. What's your favorite band?
Well, I'm between two, but I'm gonna pick the one that I wore my 8-track out with, Pink Floyd.
Oh, look at this. And
I
she
wore
said
my-
8-track. I love it.
I wore the 8-track out in my Volkswagen
Nice.
back in the day. So you
All right.
can't say I have an album because my 8-track wore out. You know how it wears out and it all of a sudden the song starts to change.
You just opened up a lot of questions here. Let's go with the Volkswagen. Was it the Beetle?
Yes, before fuel injection. It was a
All
red.
Right year.
Yeah,
So
what
it had
year?
to be I want to say it's 68 or 69 because it was before fuel injection, which was, I think, was in 70.
And you said
Oh,
it was
wow.
red, because I was going to guess
Red.
yellow. Or I was going to guess yellow. And
Okay.
the engine was in the back, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, I have to tell you the story with that because I was still in high school, and we were in marching band, and of course we had the break. So what did we do during the break? How many people can you fit in the Volkswagen?
That's right.
We did it. Don't ask me the number now, but we got the marching band kids in the Volkswagen.
And was your 8-track tape player installed under the dash?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right
there
under
you go.
there.
See,
Yeah.
see, a lot of. Besides Pink Floyd, what else would you throw on? What other 8-track did you have?
Well, Chicago. I don't know if that's, but
There you go.
Great
I'm trying to
horns.
think. Yeah, I like the horns and the drums and all that.
Yep.
I like all that kind of stuff as far as bands go. Yep.
So would you say you're a product of the late 60s, early 70s, mid 60s? What was your era of?
Well, all 60. So I listened to AM radio. Waking up. We didn't have FM radio in the house.
Yep.
So soul music. Motown. I loved all that. Well, I can listen to Motown anytime. Jazz music.
Have you always been in Jersey?
Born in Newark.
Okay, got it.
The Jersey
Right.
girl in the. Yep. Been
So
down.
I'm just trying to think of the era of music there, so that would make sense. Yep.
Yeah, Motown for sure.
All Motown in it. Yep.
Yep.
And AM. Yep. I remember. Do you think AM kind of now when you play radio, do you see how things kind of make sense now of how AM radio works?
Oh yeah.
Now that you're a ham radio operator.
Oh, I like it a lot. So when we needed to get two portable, well, one, but a portable 2-meter radio that we want to try to have in the car. And so we found some Yaesu's, another recommendation, the 6000. It's the FT 6000. I think it has an R. I don't know why. So the box doesn't have an R, but when you order it, it has an R at the end. I don't know what that means. So instead of, what did you get each other? We got two.
There you go.
So we have two of those. This one happens to be difficult to program. We even brought it down to the clubhouse to ask somebody. This one has terrible programming because we're trying to put some repeaters in there.
It's a Yaesu.
Well, all the 991A works. I know I got stuff in there, but that little radio is a little rough, but we have to start working on it. I remember the Aries races in Mercer County.
Mm-hmm.
So
my earliest memories when the bands opened up on the first Monday of the month was Aries races night. And as a young kid, I remember that this was being done on 6-meter AM. Every Monday night was when everyone got together, tested their radios. And when the band would open up, being able to hear, because again, where I was in southern Connecticut, it's across the water into Jersey, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware. It was always fun. If you heard anything from the Carolinas, you really knew the band was open. So that was some of my that was always fun. So let's switch over to bands. What's your favorite ham bands? Like, what's your go-tos? What do you like, when it comes to the ham bands?
The 40s open very early. So I like 40 early. Then sometimes it gets kind of trashy. So 20 meters is great, but 10 meters has been open for DX.
Yep.
15 has been fun, and 12. 80 I don't do very well on. It's kind of tricky. But and then I've been able to do 6 meters here and there. That's obviously the Magic Band.
Yep.
Yes.
So it's only open when it is open, but 10 meter DX lately has been a lot of fun. But I'd say you have a wide opening. So I did a presentation for POTA with our club recently. I did a PowerPoint presentation, and I said, if you can only get one antenna, I would just suggest you get the 20 meter antenna. That's what I recommended, because 40 is kind of iffy, or 20 seems to be open for a lot of different areas.
Right.
So that's what I recommended.
Toby, have you noticed, being here since we share a basic geographical sharing here, have you noticed how the bands between like 7 in the morning to about noon, 1 o'clock, it shifts over? If you look at the gray line, if you just put some common sense, the Europeans, at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, our time, they're having dinner, and then they're going to go into their evening. And it's just
Right.
interesting how the bands change, not only from a cultural standpoint, but where the sun is, where the earth is moving. Again, the vocab and all those other, plus all the other, factors. But it's very interesting though, how 15, like you said, between 10 meters and 15 meters, have just, all the stories that we've heard from the old timers. It's happening. It's happening. And it's just incredible just to be part of it.
Another reason I
experience it.
try to make a contact. If I'll go see what's on the spot page, and make a contact with whoever I can. I'll just spin. All right, can I get this one? Can I get this one? Because they're out in a park somewhere.
Mhm.
And again, you have to say, well, if this is a time where we can potentially make a lot of contacts, but to try to make them now. So that's what I try to do. I just try to see whoever I can make contact with. I'm going to try to make the contact. And I appreciate them being out there in all types of weather. People saying the storm is coming. I've got it. I'm going to make a quick activation out here. So again, you appreciate them getting out there and put their whole setup together. And just, then they got to run. Like I was going to try to go down and meet some of the Georgia guys, but that Helene changed our mind. But we did stop and meet Kilo, Dom, Dom and Devin in North Carolina, and then we had to turn around. But similarly, we did an activation with them really quickly, and it was like, here comes Helene. And it's like, okay, we're like 5'9", okay, 5'9", blah, 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 okay. And the guy said, we got to tear down. Okay, nice to meet you. We got to go.
And it's also amazing too when these storms come in, like the hurricanes, the tropical storms, the nor'easter and tropical storm are kind of the same, just different. But the barometric pressures are changing and all this other stuff. And it's funny how the bands all of a sudden do great, and then immediately after the storm, all of a sudden it's like, it just seems like it's incredible band conditions. Even with the solar storms, it's almost very similar. I've been kind of, because I'm sitting at work and I'm watching, it's a G5 right now. Then all of a sudden, 7-8 hours later, if it's on the tail end of it, all of a sudden band conditions are incredible.
Right.
It's amazing. So
yeah, so you have to be thankful for the people that will go out there to activate in all kinds of weather. So we could have to try to make that contact. I do feel bad for them when the conditions are awful, because they're like, gee, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, get an activation in. But we'll all try to make that contact with them as much as we can. Hey, congratulations to somebody just passed.
Matthew, congratulations. Big announcement. He passed. He passed, came out of his local DE session, and he's now a general. Congratulations,
Congrats
Matt.
on the general.
KD9, Whiskey Sierra David /AG.
Congratulations, and we'll hope to hear you out there activating.
Get out there now. Get out there, and now you're going to see a whole difference from VHF, UHF now to the HF bands. And
so find someone in your area that activates a lot and go with them, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help you.
Absolutely.
That's what I did a lot of, like Lisa was my first activation, not knowingly, because she with KC1YL was coming up through New Jersey. So I said, I've already made a lot of contacts with her. So I said, oh, I'll meet you in Jersey just to say hi. And so she set up, and that's how I kind of understood the NFED half-wave setup is what she had. So I said, so she goes, here, I'll give you make a contact,
Yep.
So I unknowingly was making my first activation.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. So
is there anything that you haven't done that you want to do, like maybe satellite or slow scan? Is there anything within the hobby that you kind of say, I think I may want to try that? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, satellite and fox hunting. Fox hunting sounds really interesting. I know we have a club member who does it a lot, and he sets it up every other month, I believe, at the club.
Nice.
But I haven't had time to get together with it. He's actually doing a presentation, I think, tomorrow night for the
I
club.
think with
Oh,
the
very cool.
warmer weather coming in, I think we'll again, you'll see a lot more fox hunting occurring, locally, for the groups. I know we have one here in Connecticut in the Wallingford area, which is pretty much the center of the state. They're very, very active with that stuff and everything. So, what is it about the satellite that intrigues you?
Well, I was a kid. You wanted to be an astronaut, so you wanted to get up there and see what's going on. So that's kind of like talking to something that's moving.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So that would be interesting. But a lot of another thing to do, but it's on the list of whenever I can get to it.
Is there anything that you've done that you're kind of getting bored with it, or is it still
bored with ham radio?
Yeah. Is there anything within the hobby of
No. Every day is exciting to make a contact. Even when one of my first activations over at Monmouth Battlefield, which is kind of my home park, I had the ATOS on, and I made a contact Austria and Australia. And you're sitting in your car by yourself going, I just made these contacts, but you have nobody to share it with. It's like no hams there with you to say, I guess what I just did. That's the exciting part about ham radio to me, making these DX contacts or just local contacts.
The euphoria. Do you like is there any local activity like on the simplex, like 652 or the other VHF simplex channels? Is there a lot in your area, or
we have a new ham net on Tuesday nights once a month with our club too, on the repeater. So I don't have time to go to it often, but I try to get there, but I haven't been there lately because just been too busy.
Hey, for anybody in the chat, and we appreciate everybody hanging out here with us. If you have any questions for Toby, put it in the chat, and we'll throw them at her. We'll call this maybe open Q&A or something, or whatever we want to keep. There
you go.
We do have other activities that I attend that are in parks, but not a park on the air.
What's that now?
Oh, it's not going to come on. Not going to work. That's too bad. But anyway, we have one that's called War of the Worlds, which recreates the Orson Welles show.
Yep.
The radio show.
Yep.
It's at in New Jersey we have all these options for different things. So we do that at the Van Nest Park in Grover's Mills, and that's usually last Sunday in October. We do that one. So that's usually fun, and it's not a POTA park, but hey, could be a POTA park.
The POTA Power group there of Vaughn and Julie is saying, thank you for working them. Do you have a nice pipe? Do you have a nice pipeline down to Florida? Would you say, or
yes. I could hit a lot of bands to Florida. Again, 40 in the morning, 20 opens up, 15, 10, 12. I've worked all those bands for Florida. 6 meters, I think, pretty sure. Well, obviously 6 meters is not that often, but all those other bands.
Any other regions of either Canada or United States that you feel you pretty much is like usually no problem? Any other regions?
Well, used to be 40 meters with Ontario and up there, 40 meters. When the three amigos were often on there a lot, 40 meters, boom, we'd get there all the time.
Have you noticed? I'm sorry, go ahead.
And 20 meters would be like, 20 meters. We'd each say, 20 meters. Wow, okay.
Because I know I missed the 40 meter with Nova Scotia. Have you found like Nova Scotia, Newfoundland?
Yes, and 17 meters once in a while too.
I miss those guys up there. It's like very frustrating. So we have a question here from Josh, K4 Lima, India. Does your daughter have her license?
I have two daughters, Courtney and Erin, and no, but the funny thing with them is, they go, you need a hobby, and I got this hobby, and now they roll their eyes. And we went to Iceland one year, and I'm in the house, and they're whatever. I'd run out of the room and go, I just made a contact with Iceland. And they're like, they roll their eyes. You've been there, but isn't that cool? I made a contact here. And they're like, okay,
Were you
So
were you licensed when you went to
no,
Iceland?
no,
Okay.
no. A lot of places we've been to that we weren't licensed when, but it's what it is, But
If the opportunity comes up, and let's say you go to Iceland, you and Jim say, "Hey, let's go somewhere." Are you bringing radio equipment, or do you want to just leave it home and just have some, downtime or whatever?
well, I'd see if there's a ham there that has stuff first.
There you
Like
go.
we didn't, like when we went to Florida, we flew down, so we were able to have everybody else had their equipment already, so that made that trip a lot easier.
Mhm.
So, we'll see. We'll see what we do. No, it's not out of the question, but you never know.
Right.
Say good evening to Mark. Oh, Mo.
So long, Mo. 7-3. Be safe. Hey,
And then Vaughn has a
Steve.
question.
Hold on 1 second, if we can. Steve, Mo sent me some information about one of your club members. I believe is over in Japan. He's using his Japan call sign.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Gotta
well. What's
Oh,
Vaughn's
well.
question? What's Vaughn's question?
Vaughn asks, is there a location that the butternut doesn't do well on a Pacific band?
Oh, excellent question.
Of course.
Well,
Have a
yeah,
first
I
grade.
can't. I mean, I can only say the butternut works here, but I like somebody asked me what I had, and they wanted to use it because of what they had, and they told me then, like I have a flat backyard, and the antenna's in the middle of the yard. They had a slope in their backyard, so no matter how many radios you're going to put, it's going to make a big difference with the slope in your yard. So
Yeah.
Everybody's setup is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the ground conductivity in your area is good? How would you rate your ground? Because I know up here it's horrible.
I think I think you guys have already rated it for me.
There you go.
True.
So, yeah, I certainly can't complain. And early on, when people would say, here, listen to yourself, I'm like, oh, okay. You don't know how you sound until you hear somebody else send you a tape of what you sound like, because you don't. How do you know?
Describe your shack for us. What is your what do you have? Just.
Well, it's a mess.
Are you in it right now? Are you in it right now? Okay.
Oh yeah, but it's a mess. I'm not very neat, but it's we got
You're
the
a ham.
DX10, we got the 991A with the power supplies, we got a UTC clock, and we got another laptop over there for logging, and a lot of ham boxes, right? Ham radio equipment boxes.
Do you have a map of the world? Do you have that Yaesu map of the world?
I have the Yaesu map of the world, but I don't have a lot of wall space to put it up.
Mm-hmm.
Very small ranch here. It's very small.
What about the ceiling? You got room on the ceiling?
Yes, I could put it on the ceiling. So I'd be sitting there.
Not a bad idea.
QSL cards. Are you a big QSL card advocate, or is it you send me one, I send you one back? Like, what's your?
Yeah, if you want one, I'll send you one. I have some too. Here's the thing about that is I lost some interest in it when you make a contact with another country, and it's like you won't reciprocate to send a card. Like I think I'm still waiting for. I sent the card through ARRL for Israel.
Yep.
I might have to put that in my will for one of my kids to wait for it. But it's like you're like, okay, to me it's like as long as you clicked it off in the can you at least click it off in the LOTW or the QRZ?
Right.
No. That's really annoying. You're making the effort on both ends, then can you do something there?
The reason why I asked is because about early February, I get a letter. There's a QSL card in it, and I'm excited. It's from one of the Russian provinces, and I've been working them fairly well, quite frequently, on 15 meters. But when I looked at the date, it was from 3 years ago, and I'm like, it's still happy to get it. I posted it. I downstairs I have those little QSL, sleeves, the clear sleeves that we put them in, and it sits there probably with many other cards that like you can look back and you can say, I kind of do remember that contact, and it was fun working them, whether it was for 30 seconds or was it a rag chew, whatever. It's always fun to have that QSL card. So.
Yeah, I do like them. I have them in a box because
Yep.
it's just neater for me to consolidate them. So yeah, I do look through them, and
Yep.
I am behind in getting some QSO cards back out to other folks.
Yep.
But it's
the
fun.
famous shoebox, or that famous plastic Tupperware box that we store them in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I used to have mine on the walls, and it's started running out of wall space in the little shacks. So they've made their way to the box. But to me, I'm a big advocate of QSO cards. It makes my day when I check the mail and there's a card in there. Now, I've been slacking. I owe some people some cards.
I do too. I'm sorry.
So I used to, as soon as one come in, I used to send one right back out. And then I got a whole bunch of them from the Whiskey 5 Bureau that sends them to me.
Yep.
And of course, like Don said, they're several years old by then and everything. And I want to send them back, and then I just procrastinate.
Jody, once again, Jody is always on it. Jody's always on it. So, he's but there was another question I saw here from, there it is, from Josh again. Do you have any goals that you haven't achieved yet, Toby?
Oh, I want to just activate more when I can, and use the end-fed half wave a little more, because to me, that's when I feel like I'm more of a ham when I'm using portable setup, because everything's just stationary here and it's working. But going out to activate with portable setup is, to me, more. It's a challenge, and it's good to experiment that way.
Julie has, there it is. Toby, do you have a contact or a park that was most memorable or your favorite? That's coming from the POTA group, Julie.
Oh, when I was at the park activating, Aeronautical Mobile.
Nice.
Two on the same. I have standby. I have another one. I'm like, yeah, that was cool.
That something? Was that like, all right, hold on, park to park standby, mobile standby?
Aeronautical Mobile.
Aeronautical Mobile, you're first.
Did I hear that right? Wait a minute, I got to write a note.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, your adrenaline must have been pumping hard.
Yeah, and again, nobody's here to yay! That was cool.
Or maybe a parachute mobile.
Oh, that would be cool.
Would you go up in a balloon and operate?
Oh, that would be all right. Yeah, I could do a balloon. Not parachuting now.
So Carlos, so you wouldn't go tandem with Carlos then, right?
No offense, Carlos, but I'm a little afraid.
Of what? Having Carlos wrapped around you, or
no, no, just the fear. Well, actually, my daughter Courtney has done it.
Really?
There you go.
And what do you think of it?
I think she was not going to do it again.
Okay,
but she did it.
Bucket list item. Yep.
Yeah, no, not me. But one of my daughters did go in a balloon with my mother-in-law. That was my mother-in-law's bucket list item. So we gifted her that item.
There you go.
Any further questions in the chat? This is last. We're going to call this last call. Last call. So,
tips on running a POTA station and activating. Go with other activators. See what their setup is. And you get a feel for what you're looking to do. Like the end-fed half wave. Do you need to have do you need to have a tuner with you? Some people use tuners. What type of tuners are they using? Make sure, what are you looking to, what bands are you looking to run? So do a little homework before you go and activate. There's plenty of activators out there that'd be happy to show you their setup. And that's what I've done with a couple of hams from our club. We went down to it. I showed them both my setups and reactivated a little bit as well. So I feel like I've helped other people because people are helping me have this much fun.
Absolutely. Paying it forward, as we know. Toby, for you and for anyone else, I created a little checkbox. And this was like 8 or 10 points of rig, antenna, power source, and keeping it so simple. And then as you get more involved, the more you do it, change it up. Change it up. Come out of that comfort zone. Try a different antenna. Now, because you hear all of us, well, in my POTA bag, I've got 5 antennas. Yeah, but you don't have to. Just like you said, Toby, go with one. Just go with one antenna.
That's why I
Make it
like the
happen.
end fed. I want to try to get another lawn stake that's taller, so the end fed could be higher. That's
I
what
use
wanna
the
kinda do.
Amazon. I use those Amazon steaks. I think they're like $3, $4 from Amazon.
How tall are
Uh,
they?
3 feet maybe.
Well,
They
that's
come
what I
up to
have
my
now.
The
I
electric
have
Okay.
fence
that now.
post.
The what?
Yeah,
The electric fence insulating post. That one.
it's
Yeah.
plastic with the metal at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I never heard anybody say, "Hey, you're damaging the grass." Come on.
Well, I don't.
Moles. Moles and insects. Mother Nature does more damage than that little spike of metal. That's what 4 inches, 5 inches going into the ground.
Well, I was thinking of trying to get a taller one of those. That's what I was thinking. Because if you put the end fed a little higher, would it work better?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Hey
That's
guys,
all I'm
I'm getting a notification. My battery is running low on my, and I even changed
Yep.
the display. Here, so I'm gonna have to bow out quick.
Well, Eric,
All right.
here's one last question. If you could operate only one wave for your entire POTA life, would it be QRP or QRO? Low power or high power?
Well, I'm going to have to say high power, but I have activated QRP, and I QRP is pretty interesting.
Yes,
I think
bigger
that's
challenge,
very, yeah.
more
I-
rewarding.
I don't say I wouldn't do it, and I want to do it again. In fact, one of the club members has a QRP radio. That's how we did it. And he's going to bring his QRP radio, and we go again. And we parked a bunch of people on the QRP.
I think Izzo's already gone.
He's frozen in time.
He could have plugged it back in. All right,
Yeah.
we're going to go with, here's another question, follow up. I just got my general on Saturday and want to get into HF, but I also like camping. Have you ever camped at your POTA station? And if so, how was it?
I took out the sleeping bag and camped in my ham shack here. No, I haven't done. I have not done that yet.
Me neither, besides the camper.
I was gonna say, Joe, I know you and I both been to Monsanto, camped
Yeah.
there, and 891 set up in that park works great. But
Yep.
Yeah, my 891 is what I take when I go to and the bio and a battery.
That's interesting. I would go with QRO as well on that other question, because you could always turn it down if you wanted to QRP.
that's right.
That's right. The Yaesu 891 could go down to 10 watts, I believe. I don't know if it goes to 5.
You can take it a little lower, but
Right. Just get the QRO rig that goes down, and you can QRP at any time.
there you go.
And that's another way to, if you're not comfortable with a pileup, start low power
Yeah.
and work your way up.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed when you're doing QRP. It cuts down on some of the folks that can hear you. So cuts down on the pilot.
No. All right. Well,
He plugged it back in.
looks like he plugged it back in.
Yeah,
and
he
the buzz is
definitely
back.
plugged it back in.
About a warming zone. But I have an HDL. We're going to try this first.
Whoa,
As though we can't hear you.
you just
Not at
burned
all.
your transistor up, man.
So while he's trying to talk, with the DVRA club, we have a videographer. I guess I'll call him. He has put several shorts together for us up there.
Oh, nice.
It's capital DVRA _ videos, and I was asked to do one with the POTA. So if anybody's interested in watching that, DVRA videos.
Very cool.
There's one about the club there. One's about the club history.
Izzo, just unplug the mic. Use the factory one in your laptop. I'm sorry, buddy. See the joy that just drug out of him. Little radio operator used the built-in mic. What the crap?
Right?
Now, what setting do I push? What's the factory mic even called?
Yeah.
Nope. Oh, it's very, very,
low,
very low.
way low.
Like if you screened, we still would be what?
4-4. 4-4.
More like 2-2.
I was going for the ones.
Oh, let me.
You are in
I'll do his
mud.
auto.
Izzo's mud ducking.
Give me a test, Izzo.
Burned it right up.
Going into microphone settings here.
There you go.
There you go.
We hear you.
We can kind of hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Is this a little better now?
It's
Way
great.
That's
better.
actually a lot better.
It's wow. Maybe we should just use this now. I don't know. See, this is
It works.
the story of my life. This is the story of my life.
You came up 5'9". Say what?
Oh, goodness.
Is the show still on the air?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We knew you'd come back.
That thing just went black. That went boom.
Yep.
Talking about a warning pop-up box.
You should have seen your face as it froze, and we all had to stare at it for 2 minutes.
I know. That's a nightmare in itself.
Yes, it is. We get the screenshot though. It's fine.
Yeah.
Save that for later.
Hey, let's quickly talk about what's coming up in a couple weeks.
What's coming up in a couple weeks, Don?
Our 3rd year anniversary show is coming up March 25th, maybe 24th.
I think it says 5th, 25th.
I don't know what we're going to do, guys.
More
I've
of
already
this?
put it.
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out probably the Monday before. I've asked again for the guys who handle the giveaways here. Get a hold of
Give
Beer
away
Snack.
some IOUs.
We'll see if Beer Snack can release some of that ka-ching. Maybe we'll give out some antennas, a microphone to me. I don't know. So, hey, Paul, KEA Bravo Hotel November. Thank you for being a brand new member here. Welcome to the fun here of the clubhouse.
And a
So,
quick
but
shout out to all of the folks in green.
Your
You guys
channel
help keep
membership
this going.
helps support giveaways back to you.
The giveaways and keeping us on the air.
3 years. I've been going through the analytic data of all the shows. I am gonna make you guys say, what the hell did you all do by supporting us, and how much could you have done something differently to watch us here on Tuesday nights? But it's deeply appreciated. The amount of data that I've been grabbing is just like, wow, holy cripes. Talking about, and we're very, very blessed, and we're very, very grateful for everybody. So we have that coming up in a couple of weeks. So, and who knows, maybe we'll have some surprise visitors or just some regulars, but our regulars are just as much as family as our new people, just like Toby. So,
Yep.
Jody,
There's
thank
Jody.
you.
$5 Canadian. That might get us a Coke down here, Jody.
Colt 45 is boasting his membership
27 months.
Thank you, Terry.
Wow.
And Scout 75, you are correct. It could be 15 minutes before 45 minutes. It's how we roll sometimes.
There you
So,
go.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's start going around the room. Toby, any last tips, sayings? You want to beat us now with that that ruler? You want?
No. I just enjoy playing, enjoy watching your show all the time. So it's a lot of fun, and I'll make sure I have my my Cuban out and a
DC.
couple of and then just enjoy playing POTA and playing radio. It's just a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for having me on the show. Appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.
We say this very sincerely. We say it a lot, but we mean it very sincerely. Anytime you want to come out, anytime you want to just hang out, you ain't got nothing else better to do. You want to hang out with some normal people, you need some therapy. Hey, we're it.
Hey.
We are it. We are normal compared to a lot of other people out there. I will proudly say it. We are normal. You want to bring us some of that lasagna? Absolutely. Those Jersey tomatoes. You cannot argue with Jersey tomatoes if you
No.
You cannot argue with those Jersey tomatoes. Whether you
eat them right off the vine,
right there. You throw a little salt on them. You throw them inside in a dish with your favorite greens and other stuff. It doesn't make a difference. So
Look at Papa Zulu November shows up.
His pile up must be over.
I was gonna say he got out of the park for a few minutes.
Had to take a break.
Love James and all his work. So
yeah, but I have a few contacts with him.
Just
a
few. It's always a few. Hey, Toby, real quickly, how do you work James? Because he's a hard guy sometimes to work. How do you have a Toby technique?
Well, he has a Yezu as well, so that's usually helpful. But 40 meters with him is like our go-to, and 20 meters, depending on the season, I guess, if you want. With the propagation, 20 meters, 40 and 20. Once in a while, I've been screaming into the radio for 80 meters with him.
I was going to say, you've only worked him a couple of times.
Yeah.
Well, what's your technique?
4,380.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Okay, so what I mean is this. Working James is you got to get a little creative with him, because do you wait a second or two to and hopefully he'll catch you at the end, or do you just throw it out in the beginning? What's the Toby technique to work in James?
It's a POTA dance, really. You have to decide when it's, first of all, you got to cut your couple of heavy stations that are really loud, so you got to kind of wait for some of those to just get out of the way. And once those are, if I can get in super early where I know he's just on, I'll beat them in.
Me too. Yeah. I was just going to say, sometimes you can do that. That's not always easy.
Yeah.
But it is a technique, I think, to try to work James and
yeah. Then sometimes I'll wait till the end, near the end, like the pilot's happening. And then you can start, it's dwindling down, and it'll come in near the end. Right. So it just depends on who's calling at the same time as well.
Timing is everything with James.
It really is. It really is. So, but again, Toby, thank you. We thank you 1,000 thank yous for coming on board, sharing your ham radio life, your personal life with us. So thank you.
Well, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
It's great.
Joe Brett. Joe Brett, up to you.
Man, I'm still trying to talk myself into making video, but I'm still making the seat here on Tuesdays. So I ain't got nothing interesting to share yet. I'm still trying to put that together.
All right, Mr. Steve.
I've got some bandpass filters I'm doing reviews on.
Ooh.
So we should see that video soon. I got to redo the one I did last night. Got to get my voice back, get over this sinus stuff, but and got to get the step IR back on the tower. So it's currently off right now, so I have no HF here at the house at the moment.
So that means Shane does not have a remote station.
It doesn't have my remote. He has access to other remotes.
Okay. All right. So he'll have to go into the closet and figure out who else now.
Yep. Hey, I told him as soon as he wants to pop to that flex, I've got a location I can put it at.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as far as me, I got kids coming home on spring break coming up on this weekend. They'll be home for a week. We've been rearranging bedrooms and who's sleeping where, and shower assignments and this and that. It is just one big crazy. We got this whiteboard now on the side of the refrigerator. I think we should be using a big, huge poster board or an active PowerPoint. But, everyone's just going to laugh at me in my house. But I think that's how we should do it. But, I always say plan, but along with add a smidgen of flexibility in there, we'll get it done. So we're just enjoying this nice weather. I hope Mother Nature just doesn't decide to, do stuff with us. Jesse, thank you. Thank you for that super sticker.
And Don, I've got one quick shout out before we go.
Absolutely, take it.
Randy got his extra with us.
Oh, Shane's brother.
Shane's brother.
Oh, great.
Excellent.
No.
So that should be an interesting Thanksgiving at that house. That's all I'm gonna. That's what I'm thinking, huh? That's gonna be some interesting
we're still
conversations.
debating to figure out who scored higher. I got to go find Shane's test.
But you know what he's going to tell you? You don't ask the doctor before he goes into surgery with you. What did you get?
Yeah.
Or,
what do you call the med student that graduates last in their class?
Yeah, a doctor.
The doctor.
The doctor. So
anybody that's tested with me has heard that one. So.
Absolutely. Everybody, sign up with Steve and that who want to get their license upgrades. We are promoting that. I know we did an April promotion, but you know these guys are absolutely fantastic. They'll work it into their schedule. So even if it's before April, after April, it doesn't make a difference.
Yep.
When you're ready, get it done. You know, if you want to get your initial licensing, it doesn't make a difference.
If you want to stay where you're at, whatever.
Yeah, It doesn't make a difference. Do whatever you want to do, but there's an opportunity for you here with us.
Standard is the fourth Monday, but I can make arrangements for other days.
There you go. You heard it right from the horse there. So, well, listen, everybody have a wonderful week. Be safe. Get on the radio. Go work Toby, or maybe she'll work you when you're activating. POTA, SOTA, whatever. She doesn't care. She's just chasing everybody down. She's giving you that Alpha Delta 2 Charlie Delta. It's always a welcome to hear that voice from Jersey. So, everybody have yourself a great night. Be safe, and we'll see everybody again next Tuesday.
Well, bye.
73s.
73.
I think that's amazing. She didn't have to pull out that ruler once and whack our hands.